Here is k is a root of an equation as shown, and what we're trying to figure out is find the values of k, like with that language. The only thing I know, the only thing I'm getting from is k is a root. And what I've learned from the past two chapters is anytime roots, you replace x with that number and it has to equal 0. Is that alright? Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do here. So it's 3 times brackets cubed plus k plus 3. Oh dear. Give it a sec. Okay, k plus 3. Then replace x with k squared plus 7 minus k minus 4k squared times k minus 4 equals 0. Everybody right with that? Yeah. Now multiply it out. 3k cubed after that one. What's next? Okay. Next one after that.
3k squared. 3k squared.
Yeah, thank you. 7k.
Minus k squared.
Minus k squared.
Minus 4k cubed.
4k minus equals 0. Now, let's underline any k cubes we have. Cancel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's underline any k squared I have. 2k squared, yeah. And then we have 7k, yeah. Find the values of k. I got myself a nice quadratic there and it comes k.
Plus 8 minus 1.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Plus 8 minus 1 on the reference number, 2k squared plus 8k minus 1k minus 4. So you see, simply by just following that part there, it just all came together, even though we didn't know where we're going. Yeah? That happens a lot. You just got, that's the only thing I read. The rest of it, didn't even bother with it. Just did that first, then I thought about what to do next then. So 2k into k plus 4 minus 1 into k plus 4, 2k minus 1, k plus 4 equals 0. After that, we get k equals a half, yeah, and k equals minus 4.
So has to equal 0.
What?
So has to equal 0.
It does. 2k minus 1 equals 0.
Yeah.
Solve it.
Okay.
And k plus 4 equals 0. Solve it. It doesn't have to equal 0. What has to equal 0 is when I replace x with a root, the whole thing has to equal 0. That's what this part here is for. Equals 0, equals 0, equals 0, equals 0.
That means they're not all cancelled though?
No, not always.
Right.
Well, they didn't cancel because we didn't know what the value of k is.
Yeah.
So, sorry Sean, to reiterate what you're saying, if I replace k with minus 4 everywhere,
Yeah.
so that it becomes 3x cubed, and then we do, what's it, minus 4 plus 3, minus 1x squared, 7 minus minus 4 is 7 plus 4, which is 11, 11 minus 56, that'll be. So minus 45 x minus 4. That's the actual equation. Yeah. Well, and what we're saying is if I replace any k value in there, if I replace k with a half, that will turn that into 0. If I replace k with minus 4, that will turn that into 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we just multiply out both sides? Or what's the other thing we can do? Okay, here's what I'm looking at, alright? What'd you say?
I tried to do long with the x minus 4, let's say, divided by the cube equation.
Okay, I get that, right?
No, I'm gonna
Now,
say
here's what I'm saying, right? Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying x equals 4 I'm saying x equals 2 as a root, and I'm also saying x equals minus p as a root, yeah? The two of these are concrete numbers, aren't they? I'd like to work with them first where possible. I then look up at the equation and go, how many letters am I missing? How many letters do I need to find the value of? I need to find the value of q and the value of r. Two letters requires how many equations? Example. Two letters, x and y, requires how many equations to solve it? Two letters requires two equations. Well, if I had three letters, it'd require. So I'm thinking simultaneous equation. I'm thinking that's how I came to that conclusion. Okay, is when I put a root in here, it has to equal what? When I replace x with 4, what has to happen?
0.
And I replace x with 2, what has to happen?
0.
Now look at this. I will do long division eventually, but just not yet. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. 4 cubed minus 7 times 4 squared plus 4 cubed plus r equals 0. 4 cubed plus r, what's that going to be? That's going to be 64 minus, what's 7 times 16? 64 minus 7 times 16 minus 48. Bring it over to your side. Plus 48. One equation down, one to go. Same deal again. 2 cubed minus 7 times 2 squared plus 2 cubed plus r equals 0. Put that into the calculator. I think it's going to be 8 minus 28. 2 cubed is 8 minus 20. Bring 20 over to your side. If that's minus 20, what happens when I bring it over to your side? Plus 20 when I bring it over to the other side. So 2 cubed plus r equals plus 20. Did everybody arrive at that? See that top equation with the 4 cubed plus r?
Yeah.
You want to make that? Minus 4 cubed minus r equals minus 48. And I'm going to get minus 2q equals minus 28. I'm going to find out that q equals 14. Q equals 14. This means that 2q 28 and 28 plus r equals 20. R equals minus 8. Go to the very top. Minus 8 and 14. And we see that? Minus 8 and I can exhibit control over my answer here, can't I? I could put that into the table function. I know what my third answer should be. Yeah? But once again, that's just a bit of a hack. You got to show your workings. So I put in x cubed minus 7x squared minus 8x is 14. I'll go from minus 10 minus 10 plus 10. I'm going to step to 1. We're expecting our 4 and 2. Well, what else is there? What's that mean?
You went wrong.
Went wrong somewhere. Just have another look. 64 minus 64 minus 7 times 16. Minus 48, bring 48 over, so plus 48. 2 cubed is 8. Minus 7 squared is minus 28, that's a minus 20. Bring 20 over the other side.
Where'd you get the 28 plus R?
Sorry?
Where'd you get the 28 plus R?
So 28 plus R.
So there's not plus 14x minus 8 in the equation. Because q is 14. And you put a
Minus 14 in the equation.
yeah, and then
Okay.
you put q is minus 8.
Ah. There we are. 14 minus 8, isn't it? So little things like that. I actually didn't make a mistake. I just actually made a mistake with me checking it. Yeah. So little things, guys. They can all get you. Now, x cubed minus 7x squared. Oh. Minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 8. Oh wait, no. Go again. Minus 10. 10. Okay, now this for certainty. 2. 1. I just got to get there. We know x equals 1 is the third answer, which means the factor should be x minus 1. If we do this correctly, it's going to be x minus 1. We get our new equation, and you already know where you're going. You just got to get there. Okay? So what we're saying is we're going to do x minus 4 by x minus 2. Everybody happy with that? We're going to divide a quadratic into the cubic. So this quadratic's going to come up here. Then I'm going to divide into the cubic. And what answer are we expecting again? X minus 1. It's the minus version of that. Minus x squared divided by x squared minus 1. And because you know you've gone perfect with that, just cancel them out and go to 0. Everybody right with that? 22 and 23.